Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining my third episode, the Equal First Aid Advocacy Update. I'd like to take a moment to thank my sponsors, TLC Companions and LifeVac USA, for allowing this platform for me to share the updates with you and to bring in wonderful organizations. I would love to also thank Bobby Lacera from Paradise Studios for all your help. Today, I have a great show. I'm really excited. I have Kathleen Watt from Spina Bifida Association of New York State with us today, and I would like to welcome her. Welcome, Kathleen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining and for taking your time. I wanted to go over, I know you're a very busy girl, so thank you again. You're traveling to Long Island tomorrow for
I
your
am, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know I spoke to you briefly, and I can't thank you enough for joining. About 2 years ago, October of 2022, I reached out to Spina Bifida Association to gain support for airway clearance devices to be placed in all schools and disability communities. Julia Duff of your organization was kind enough to share a support letter, which is great that we do give to legislators and try to get support for the New York bill. So I was excited that you accepted this opportunity. I know that you also have a great event coming up on Saturday, which I will take part in. Can you please tell us about your walk and roll?
Yeah, sounds good. So on Saturday in Eisenhower Park in Long Island, we are having a walk and roll for Spina Bifida, which is presented by Byram Healthcare. And at this walk and roll, we have individuals living with or impacted by Spina Bifida coming to attend the event. And it's just a really big family-friendly picnic and a peer-to-peer fundraiser that raises funds for our programs and services that go directly back to our community.
Very nice. And I'm excited to take part of that and to going forward to merge Equal First Aid with you guys to see how we can help and work together.
Yeah.
So I know we were able to donate just a small amount to your organization a couple days ago. We do fundraise, and I was happy to do that. But is there, would you like to share how somebody can help, how everybody can help you guys now before the weekend, on the weekend, and then thereafter?
Yeah, what we're really looking for is just to raise awareness about Spina Bifida and about our supports and services, and then, of course, to recruit donations. We are a small statewide nonprofit, and we have just been expanding drastically. So again, just to get the word out there that we are here supporting individuals living with or impacted by Spina Bifida. The smallest donation truly does make a difference and matter. Just a $25 donation allows us to provide a welcome packet to new families who are impacted by Spina Bifida or just finding out about our services. A lot of these new families I'm meeting in the hospital setting. So it's great to be able to welcome them in a warm embrace.
That sounds amazing. And it's just such a small little donation, but like you said, everything helps. So I'm happy to share with you, share your website. So I think Bobby will put that up later on, your email and possibly, and the website where people can help. So I did read on, I think that the Spina Bifida mission is I just love the statement, building a better and brighter future. That's it's just so heartwarming, and everything that you guys are doing is really great. And I have to tell you a quick little story. So I know that I spoke to Julia back in 2025 My last guest was Eric Ryan from Tripper.
We are very good friends with Tripper and Eric. He's awesome.
So it's just how everything comes full circle. So it's not even a year yet. I saw Eric's picture on the back of the Able magazine, and I was so excited. I have to meet him. This is incredible. What a great entrepreneur. And I had to meet him. So I just picked up the phone. I called the number, and Eric answered, and I was blown away. I was like, wait a minute. That he answered his own phone because he's such a great company. So he was our last guest. And then we've became friendly also, but he does say that how his organization now can help you guys with wheelchair accessible rides. So and Albany Days, right?
Yeah. So Eric is amazing. He's super awesome and really funny to work with. And he basically has an accessible Uber company for individuals living with disabilities. And so every year we have a statewide conference in Syracuse, actually, and to be able to make sure that individuals, regardless of their mobility situation, can attend our conference, we actually hire Eric to come up from Long Island to come to Syracuse and help get consumers to and from the train station, get to and from the plane, the train, go to different events, because we always have a fun-packed weekend with a lot of things going on. And even if consumers just want to go to the mall and hang out after the conference is over, Eric is there as their Uber driver to really help us out and make our conference a lot more accessible. So we're really thankful to him. And he's going to be this year.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Say it again.
Oh, he is going to be there again this year.
So that's not Albany Day, though. That's just something different.
That's our statewide conference. He does not come up for our Albany Day, but we do have a legislative advocacy day in Albany. We normally do that the later end of January, very beginning of February, where we meet with different New York State senators and assembly members and advocate on behalf of the 4,000 New Yorkers living with spina bifida in New York State.
And I would like to, if it's okay, I would like to take part in that also, because I have so many advocates and so many families, but a lot of times to get there is an issue, but for the families, but I definitely would love to come. We've met so many senators and legislators to raise awareness. I know we spoke earlier about the New York legislation. So the New York legislation was introduced, I believe it was in 2022 and in March of 2022. In June, it passed the Senate. It just flew. And that's when I reached out to organizations and many people. And it was almost like we formed this incredible army. I don't even know where that army went now, but we formed it. And they really advocated. And the next thing we knew, it was so exciting. It was on the floor. It was ready for a vote. It passed. But again, as we know with politics, you need the assembly to move, you need the Senate to move with it. So I would appreciate, support if your constituents can also reach out to the New York senators and to support Bill S 1269. That bill really needs to move. That bill is for airway clearance devices to be placed in all schools and hopefully eventually in all disability communities. Everybody should have one. So to support that bill would be great. The Spina Bifida Association of New York State does believe that all individuals need to have the same measures to be rescued in a choking emergency. So it's something that we believe very strongly as well, and we are there to support you. And we will definitely bring this up to our consumers. We do have an advocacy committee that meets once a month as well via Zoom from individuals across the state. And that's where we kind of set our legislative priorities. We always have our main ask, which is in regards to individuals living with spina bifida, but then we also like to have a secondary ask throughout our advocacy season of what we're looking for just to make individuals' lives a little bit better. That would be great. Thank you so much. So as we know, so over the past few years, I've reached out to several organizations, and the American Heart Association actually sent me a letter back in November of 2023, where it states there is no recommendation to rescue somebody who may be in a wheelchair should they choke. So that's what equal first aid is. I want to bring awareness for people with disabilities, people that are in wheelchairs, that they have no option should they choke. So I know you mentioned that you would reach out with your constituents. I do want to offer this, and I'm very delighted to share with you that anybody that would like to purchase a LifeVac device from, that you reach out and they use code EFA10, we're going to be able to give you guys back $10 for right to your organization to help you raise money too. So I was really excited about that. The code will be $10 off of their purchase plus free shipping. So you can't go wrong, and $10 back to Spina Bifida. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, that is an extremely generous offer. Thank you so incredibly much. We really appreciate it. And I love working with different organizations where we're just able to support one another and uplift the consumers and clients that we're all working with together.
Thank you so much. And if you need, and I know I'm going to meet you again, we've met in the past, but I will see you again on Saturday, which you're a great walk and roll. I can bring also some devices with you for you so that you can share with some of your constituents to see if they need them, just to make their lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'd appreciate that. And I think it's really good to get the product in front of individuals' eyes, so that way they know how to use it. They know what they're working with. And I always just like having it in person. It makes all the difference when raising awareness.
You know, and again, also we hear so many different reasons why they don't want to have it. But the reality of it is, if standard protocol fails or it can't be done, we have a backup option. This device is in no means made to ignore protocol, run for this device first. This is, if it can't be done, especially if it can't be done, they have a rescue option. And also, if it was able to be done on an individual and it fails, here's our next tool in our toolbox.
Yeah, definitely.
I will definitely bring you some on Saturday for our nice walk. Of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And for our walk and roll as well, we also have other vendors there who I think would be interested in this device as well, and spreading the word. And in addition to our walk and roll, on June 14th, we are having an adaptive basketball clinic in Albany, New York. The registration fee is only $5, but this is really supposed to highlight inclusive and accessible recreation for all individuals, regardless of mobility or disability. And we'd love to have you guys there as well, because I think it's also important for the adaptive sports programs to hear about this and get involved, because we all need first aid when we do events. And I think it's important to have a device like this.
Definitely. Yes, I will definitely do my best to be in Albany for that day. But of course, I can always send whatever is needed so that we can protect everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick little break now, and we'll be right back with you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I have 30 seconds to give you a very important message. My name is Arthur Lee. I'm the CEO and inventor of LifeVac, a simple choking rescue device that could save a life in a choking emergency. We've saved over 3,000 lives now, but we're not there. 5,000 people a year choke to death, one child every 5 days. Please consider protecting your family in a choking emergency with LifeVac. Go to lifevac.net today. Thank you for your time.
Welcome back. I want to again thank my sponsors, LifeVac and TLC Companions, to allow this platform. Kathleen, I wanted to welcome you back. I'm excited to hear more. I think that, again, I think we touched on everything. I know that I wanted to ask you, though, how many local communities are there approximately for spinal bifida? I know we're in New York, and you said you were a small organization. How many about are out there in the United States?
I think that's a really important question. There were a lot more smaller, I'd say very regional, almost mom and pop nonprofit organizations dedicated to supporting those living with or impacted by spina bifida. Unfortunately, those have fizzled out, and that is where we were actually one of those organizations. We were originally just covering Northeastern New York. And then as those smaller chapters started to fizzle out, our network started to grow, and we would take the referrals from those other regions in New York State and beyond. So that is why in 2022, we became a statewide organization, is because we really were serving all of New York State. And we are so thankful to do so. We are the primary chapter here in New York State. There are two smaller, very regional organizations, one in Western New York and then one in the Rochester area. But we, the Spina Bifida Association of New York State, is an affiliate chapter of the National Spina Bifida Association. And there aren't that many affiliate chapters across the United States. I'd say there's about less than 20.
Thank you so much. And you know what I love too about the website, if anybody needs to get help, you guys, it's not all about just donations, but if there are resources right there on your website, and it made it so easy. If they need financial help, if they need doctors, you guys are there every step of the way.
It's some of those projects have been going on for years. Honestly, we created a doctor database through peer referrals of individuals who are living with spina bifida. They were able to tell us who they were seeing, who their providers were, so that way we could spread the word to the rest of the community in New York State and a little bit beyond, because it's very hard to find providers with knowledge about spina bifida or even further expertise. And the average individual living with spina bifida sees up to 8 specialties a year. So not just including your primary care provider. So it's really important that we have these resources out there for individuals. And we are actually in the midst of creating a resource directory, which has over 50 tabs with a lot of different resources there. So that way, we are always here to answer the call no matter the time of day. But again, just making our resources extremely accessible for our community and anyone who really needs it. So, yeah.
And I think it's wonderful because a family now that just finds out that their unborn child has spina bifida, where do I go? What do I do? How can I get help? But you guys have compiled that whole database, and that you guys are ready for the families. So I know, and that's part of your job too, right? That you were saying.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely are ready for them. We just created a whole web page on our website dedicated to those expecting and new families as well, helping guide through those earlier days where there's a lot of unknowns. And some of our parents are volunteering to go through a parent mentor training program to really provide comprehensive peer support services. So we're super excited to get that launched.
A lot to be excited about. And they're just so blessed to have an organization such as yours and all of you hard workers that are doing just everything to help the family. So I'm really honored to meet you today. And of course, I can't thank you enough. I know you're swamped, but I love learning about it. I want to be able to help. And I think Bobby is going to put up the website where people can go to try to support your organization. Like you said, any little bit helps, or even
Yeah.
just at the walk on Saturday that you're coming down to New York, not New York, but Long Island.
Yeah.
So nice. It's a nice little trip for you, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yes, we're super excited to be there and to have you. And again, a small donation really does count because we serve not only the individuals living with spina bifida, but anyone on their care team, their providers, their teachers, anything like that. And we do it completely free of cost across the lifespan. So these services are important and they do matter. And thank you so much for helping us raise awareness.
Thank you too. I do appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. I appreciate your time. But before we say goodbye, I did want to say two other things here. So we talk about the New York legislation. So this past weekend, we had so much excitement at Equal First Aid. We attended Maverick's Legacy. Maverick is an organization in honor of a 4-month-old baby boy who tragically passed. His family has created Maverick's Legacy. We attended their 3rd annual event and will continue to do so every year in his honor. But I wanted to share that while we were at that event, 2 other states had hearings. So Maverick's Legacy also has, through his efforts, have saved 8 lives so far with raising awareness for airway clearance devices, and they have donated more than 1,500 to police, first responders, and schools. So they're New Jersey, they are on a mission, and I was really honored to be a part of that. And like I said, it's our tradition to be there at the New Jersey State Fairgrounds every year. And while we were there, I had the iPad playing because Texas had their hearing, and I was thinking, oh, on a Saturday, but it went all day long. And we waited for the Texas bill that would allow devices in schools to be heard, and it went all day. Finally, at about 10:58 New York time, I had to put the phone away because I just said, if it didn't go yet, it's not going. At 11:02, I received a text message that the bill was passed, 131 to 7. So we are making great progress in Texas. And then simultaneously, we had Massachusetts. So that was on Monday. Eric actually had testified with me to raise awareness for the importance of airway clearance devices. So that bill we're hoping is moving out of the Education Committee. So we do now have 11 states with legislation pending. So of course, like I said, all of us forming an army, let's get New York, let's get everybody protected.
Exactly.
And saved from a choking tragedy. And together we will definitely work it out. So thank you so much again, Kathleen, for all your time.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you again.